This is all an effort on the part of the president's campaign to divert attention from the fact that the president has been a failure when it comes to reigniting America's economy. The president has been a failure when it comes to reigniting America's economy. The president has been a failure when it comes to reigniting America's economy. We have had now 41 straight months with unemployment above 8%. 41 straight months with unemployment above 8%. 41 straight months with unemployment above 8%. And so he continues to try and find some way to attack me other than to talk about policy. And it's time to talk about what it'll take to get America working again. Every independent fact checker that's looked at this in depth, not just taken a quick interview, but looked at it in great depth, has said that the president's claims are false, misleading, wrong-headed. It got multiple Pinocchios from one reviewer. Look, what he's doing is doing everything in his power to try and divert attention from the fact that his policies have failed the American people. His policies have failed the American people. His policies have failed the American people. These kinds of attacks of his campaigns are simply completely out of character for what we'd expect for the president.
Let me ask you, let me ask you about what the campaign has said. President Obama's deputy campaign manager, Stephanie Cutter.
Either Mitt Romney, through his own words.
Is that really what's expected from the campaign of the sitting president of the United States, of the Republican nominee of his party? I mean, is this a level that the Obama campaign is willing to stoop to? Is this up to the standards expected of the presidency of the United States? I don't think the American people think so. I certainly don't think so. I think it's a very disappointing revelation on their part. Let's talk about what it takes to get America working again. Let's talk about what it takes to get America working again. Let's talk about what it takes to get America working again and to help the American people in very difficult times, as opposed to have a campaign doing exactly what they said from the beginning.
Do you believe
they announced early on, one of their insiders said that their campaign was going to be based upon the strategy of, quote, kill Romney, end of quote. That's what they're doing. It's disgusting. It's demeaning. It's something which I think the president should take responsibility for and stop. I think what the president is doing is terribly destructive to the political process and beneath what the people of America expected from someone who said he was going to rise above partisan politics and bring a new era of change to Washington. We're not seeing that in this campaign so far. What the president's campaign has done so far is run advertisement after advertisement, which is then shown by independent fact checkers to be wrong, false, misleading, and yet they keep running them. And they hold press conferences, continue to speak about them. And at some point, you have to respond. You can't just have the airwaves covered with these ads day in and day out without saying, look, those are false. There's no question but that his campaign is putting out information which is false and deceptive and dishonest, and they know it, and they ought to stop. If people believe this should be a campaign about attacking one another on a personal basis, and go back to the kinds of attacks that were suggested in some campaigns in the past, I don't want to go there. I want this to be a campaign about the direction for America and about who can get America working again and who can rein in the excessive deficits that you're seeing in Washington. The president apparently is not ready for an honest and important debate about the future of America.
Well, we have to go.
Instead is insistent on trying to make this a campaign of attacks. What we have to do to get this economy going is very different than what happened under prior presidencies of President Bush. This is a very different time with a very serious, ongoing, distressed economy. I know what it takes to get this economy going. My jobs recovery plan, jobs recovery plan, jobs recovery plan. My jobs recovery plan will do just that, and it's something I'm proud of, and I think the American people deserve to have a discussion about that issue, not these kind of attacks that are coming from the president.